Welcome to this week. Those of you that watched last week will know that we spent most of it off-road, heading from Tantan towards Icht. We didn't make Icht. We didn't even make Assa. We managed about 230k, which means we're probably about 120k short of Icht and about 30k short of Assa. So our plan for this week is to get to Icht. Well, guess where we made it to? Not just Assa, as you saw, we actually joined the freshly laid tarmac of the N12 and drove the 60 or so kilometres onto Icht. Now, Icht is an underground cave village, which we're going to go and visit a little bit later. But when we got here, we took ourselves to a campsite. We've been out in the wilds for a while. We decided that a campsite that came highly recommended by our good friend Mark White at Amazing Overland. It's called the Borg Main. It's just on the outskirts of Icht, and it was a beautiful oasis as we pulled in. It's palm trees for shade, they've got potable water, they've got lovely flat parking areas, we can top up our water, we can empty our grey, and they have a swimming pool. I say swimming pool is probably overselling it a little bit. It's more of a plunge pool, but my God, was it beautiful. It was 37 degrees when we arrived. They said, oh, the swimming pool's a little bit cold. It's not. The swimming pool was perfect, absolutely perfect. Even Isla managed to stay in there for about an hour in her little sunsuit swimming around. It was so good to get her in the water, get her water wings on her and give her some time to do a bit of swimming, get some energy out and just chill out from the heat. And then yesterday evening, a delicious tagine cooked up by their chef. We had a chicken and a beef one, and Isla shared a bit of both, and a lovely fresh salad that they prepared for her too.
You know, one of the great joys of travelling like this is that you get to see places that you otherwise just wouldn't see. Icht this week was a fantastic example of that. Having parked up in the gorgeous Borg Main campsite, we organised for a guide to take us into the village of Icht. Starting off at Bibi, we wandered down through the Uid and into the village itself. There are a total of 8 families from the village who own the majority of the underground houses. Not all of the houses are still in use, but some are for the really hot months of July and August. The original mosque originates from the 5th century. The Quranic school for teaching kids was located in the room at the back of the mosque to where they actually prayed. The Quranic school had its own staircase at the side, which the children used, as interestingly to not interrupt the men praying. There are no other Quranic schools like this one around in this area. Icht receives no government assistance to preserve the houses. It all falls on the owners to do so, hence why a lot of the houses have fallen into themselves and are needing repair. The one we visited was inhabited up to 2017 and is the family house of our fantastic guide called Jamal. His mother also had a house a couple of corridors up, which he used in the hot summer months himself. Some of the houses are 3 stories tall and the roof beams are all made of date palm trunks, either cut lengthways into halves or quarters. There is a central courtyard to let light in and where the animals were kept. Doors are low, especially for Dave, so you have to duck. This means you're looking down when you enter, so you then don't trip over someone who's already asleep in there on the floor. Very clever. The air temperature is so much cooler inside. The main reason for building an underground village, which is important when the air temperature can hit the 50s in the summer. Yes, that's the 50s. The cooking was done on the top floor and you could see where the smoke had blackened all the beams of the roof around it. After Icht, we headed to Tata for a night and to stock up on some provisions. And from there we moved on to Fuam Zuid.
So I'm once again just out walking Otis this morning, walking him in the cool of the morning before it gets hot. The sun's not come over that hill up here behind me yet. There it's still kind of hidden, which means this area is beautifully cool. Also feels slightly cooler this morning. There's a little bit more of a breeze, and whereas yesterday the breeze felt like opening the oven door every time we stepped outside, today the breeze feels a little bit cooler. Apparently it's the wind from the east comes off the Sahara. It brings dust with it. It's the wind that they tend to get here through the summer. It brings a bit of dust with it and it is just roasting hot. So yeah, getting Otis out nice and early is always a good plan. Give him a really good walk. He loves chasing stones, but I'm just giving him a little bit of free time, snuffling around, truffling, seeing what you can find as I, okay, don't get lost, but definitely can't, I'm not crossing that, so I'm gonna have to go back this way and go round before I give him a little bit of harder exercise, chasing stones. What does today hold for us? Today is going to be a driving day. We've got about 150 kilometers to cover. We're heading east towards Tata, fairly large town. We're going to do some shopping there. We need to pick up some new nappies for Isla because she's running low for her night nappies. We need to pick up some fresh fruit and vegetables because we're running low on fresh fruit and veg. So yeah, a bit of a drive and admin day as we continue our way east towards Lake Ariki and Erg and then on to Zagora and further on after that. It's time for a little bit of truck tech. Now, one of the things that we think has been an absolutely brilliant addition to BB is our Victron IP65 Blue Smart Charger. First things first, we are not sponsored by Victron. We bought every single part of it that we have in the truck. So this is no affiliate, nothing. This is just something that we found really, really useful. Now, the IP65 Blue Smart is a battery charger, but it's not a battery charger for our house batteries, for those in the hab back here. It's plugged in from the house batteries through the Quattro inverter, down out the bottom of the floor and into our truck batteries. Why do we have a charger on our truck batteries, given that they charge when we're driving? Well, quite simply, sometimes we get places and we stay for a few days. And to make sure that our batteries don't go flat, obviously they shouldn't over a few days, but perhaps over a few weeks or a month, they could start to degrade. The IP65 though, takes some of the power from our house batteries and therefore from our solar and just keeps the truck batteries topped up and conditioned to their optimum level. Every so often it will completely discharge them and run them back up again. It essentially is a health monitoring, health preserving trickle charger for our 12 volt batteries that power the truck. The advantage being, no matter how long we leave the truck for, or even if we leave power being drawn in the cab from things that are charging, or we leave the camera on, or we leave the stereo on or something, we're never going to drain the truck batteries. It's a very simple process of plugging it in, running the cable through to the truck batteries, and they're not that expensive. A couple of £100. Probably not even that, more like about 150 quid for a 24 volt version, and just the peace of mind that it brings means that we think it's an absolutely worthwhile addition if you're building a van or a truck or some other kind of home on wheels that has a battery that could go flat. So Friday morning we set off. We were all ready to leave Foam Zuid and head across Lake Ariki off-road out to Erg Shagaga, spend a bit of time in the dunes. And what happened here?
Well, Dave, you asked me to pop out of the truck to go and buy some bread. So I did, hopped out, bought the bread, hopped back in again, and off we trot.
And just how far did we get?
We did a stonking 15 kilometres. 15
bone-shaking kilometres. I thought I was going to lose my teeth. But then it gets better. What happened? Calamity Jess happened. Why don't you tell everyone?
Well, I might have lost my wallet.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear.
I might have lost my wallet.
No. Once more, so everyone out there can hear what happened.
Okay, I lost my wallet.
And what was in your wallet?
Just a little bit of money, like all of our money and maybe one of our bank cards.
Aha. Yes. So what did we do?
We went all the way back over those 15 full kilometres.
I think my fillings went back in with the vibration.
Pretty much lost all my teeth. And we went back to the shop and we had the lovely people in the shop check all the way through the security footage, I might add.
And then what happened?
We got back in the truck and just
Why, sorry, no. Why did we get back in the truck?
we got back in the truck because it showed me walking out of the shop with my purse in my hand.
Amazing.
Which was great. Thank you very much, Mr. Shopkeeper.
So then where did we find your purse?
We found, after I did a thorough check of the cab, not a man check in front of here only, I checked in front of the cab by Dave's foot, I might add. And there was my lovely black purse concealed in the black footwell of our truck.
So, what happened? We didn't lose our money.
We didn't, yay.
We didn't lose our bank card.
No, we didn't lose our minds or to get divorced in the process.
We didn't go off-road.
We didn't.
Through Lake
no,
Ariki
We didn't.
to Icht.
A little bit later by then.
And so where are we now?
We are now in the lovely Zagora.
We are in the lovely Zagora because we decided, rather than going back down that road and it was getting later, that we would take the road all the way to Zagora. And so we are now going to head into Icht from here on Monday morning. So why don't you join us next week and see just what Calamity Jess can do to scupper our plans then. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
I reckon Dave hid that bloody purse just to wind me up. Yeah, got it in one.